Harbinger is a noun that means 1. Something that foreshadows a future event, a sign of what is to come. 2. A person or thing that announces or signals the approach of another. Think of it as a forerunner or a herald. It's often used in a slightly formal or literary context. Examples. The sudden silence was a harbinger of the coming storm. The silence was the sign precursor to the storm. The first robin of the year is a common harbinger of spring. The robin announces that spring is near. The company's poor quarterly results were a harbinger of its eventual bankruptcy. The poor results were the sign of the bankruptcy. A bad internet connection can completely incapacitate my work productivity. The meaning of the word is to render something completely unable to function or work effectively, to disable it. In this context, the bad internet connection is the agent that disables or cripples the work productivity, reducing its ability to perform. The food fight quickly escalated into a scene of complete carnage. The meaning of the word is a great and violent slaughter or massacre, a scene of bloody and widespread destruction, or in this humorous context, a scene of thorough mess and destruction. In this specific funny example of a food fight, carnage is used figuratively and humorously to describe a scene of absolute devastation and chaos, widespread mess and destruction, of food, dishes, and perhaps dignity. A disastrous outcome that resembles the aftermath of a violent event, but with mashed potatoes and gravy instead of blood. Based on the sentence, the putrid smell of the old cheese repulsed everyone. The meaning of the word is to cause intense distaste or disgust in someone, to be highly offensive or revolting. In this context, the putrid, rotten smell of the cheese turned away or sickened people due to its extremely unpleasant nature. The word repulse here focuses on an emotional and sensory reaction of strong aversion, rather than the physical action of driving back a force. The sentence on the fiasco flashcard would typically be something like, the highly anticipated surprise party turned into a complete fiasco when the cake caught fire and the guest of honor left early. Meaning of fiasco, based on the sentence. The meaning of fiasco in the sentence, the highly anticipated surprise party turned into a complete fiasco when the cake caught fire and the guest of honor left early is a complete and humiliating failure, a total disaster. The word describes a situation that was intended to be grand or successful, like a highly anticipated surprise party, but instead went spectacularly wrong due to multiple failures, cake catching fire, guest leaving. Based on the sentence, after hours of smelling the cookies, the dieter finally succumbed to the temptation and ate the entire batch. The meaning of the word is to give way to a superior force or power, to yield to an overwhelming desire, pressure, or temptation. In this context, the superior force temptation is the irresistible smell and presence of the cookies. The dieter yielded or gave in to that temptation after a long struggle. They could no longer resist and therefore ate the cookies. Meaning of debacle. Based on the sentence, my sister's attempt to make a fancy 7-layer dip for the party was a catastrophic debacle that ended with guacamole glued to the kitchen ceiling. The meaning of the word is a sudden disastrous collapse, defeat, or failure, a total rout. In this context, the attempt to make a dip was not just a small mistake, but a catastrophic debacle. It resulted in a spectacular, complete, and utterly humiliating failure, evident by the massive mess of guacamole on the ceiling. Meaning of guacamole. Guacamole is a noun that refers to a dip or spread made from mashed avocados, usually mixed with ingredients like chopped onion, cilantro, lime juice, and sometimes tomatoes and chili peppers.